I want to share a scenario. And if any part of this scenario, I'll pause so you know when. If it sounds familiar, I want you to raise your hand. Okay? Deal? All right. So, you get contacted by a person who's been referred to you by one of your clients or former clients. Yeah, that's happened, right? Okay. This person is so excited to work with you. They want either what you're offering or what you sell, right? You lie in the road. You lie like a road, right? Okay. You have a nice conversation with the person. You get to know them. Everything seems like, all grits and gravy. We're going along. We're on the super highway of sales. Woohoo! We're going to make this happen, right? And so it's almost too easy. You ever pinch yourself? Like, wait, I should have been saying more. I should have been doing more. She just wanted to do business with me. That's kind of strange. All right. So all is in agreement. You hang up the phone. You feel good. Said now client feels good. We're all happy. We have an agreement. We'll be meeting next week to finalize final details. So, you send out your follow-up Sherry email. So excited to work with you. Can't wait to get started. And you get crickets. No response. So you're a little bit like, okay, it's all right, it's email. Technology, things get lost, people are busy. We don't always, get right away. So a few days go by, and you say, you know what, let me send another email. Crickets. Yeah? The person's still not responding. And now you're starting to get a little worried, but you said, hey, life gets in the way. We're busy people, doggone technology. I'll just give her a ring of Jing. So you give her a call. Voicemail. Right? So now, your pulse is rising a little bit. The shoes and outfit that you wanted to buy are now looking a little bit more bleak. The vacation you wanted to take is now not really in the picture as clear as it was. But you say, you know what? I'm going on faith. I'm going to show up for that appointment. Because I know she wouldn't leave me sitting here. I know she'll be there. And you go, crickets. She doesn't show. Right? So that's happening to a few of us, right? Where everything seemed like it was all go, everything was just lined up perfectly, but the sale fell through. I tell that story for two reasons. The number one reason is for anybody who raised their hand, or for anybody who feels like this could potentially be something that happens to them. Well, not after tonight's talk, of course. But who feels like it could potentially be something that happens to them, it's just to show that you're not alone. You are not alone. All right, not listening tonight, sorry. So that, this happens, it's a common thing. And I understand, and the second reason I tell that story is because it's my story. It happened to me. So on one level, I get your ickiness. Because isn't it icky? The person doesn't show up and you're just like, oh no you didn't. Oh no you didn't leave me sitting at this coffee house and not even giving me a phone call. How rude. So you feel like really deflated and devalued and you go through all of these emotions. And then the other thing is to let you know that this was a pivotal defining moment in my business that said, no, I'm doing something incorrect here. And I need to really figure out what it is. Because in order for my business to survive, I can't spend time for no-shows. I can't have no-shows. I need to cut them off at the path before we even go down there. And once I recognize what it is that can make a difference and a change in my business and my success at that person consistently showing up, I started to apply it in practice. And as a result, made significant changes in not only my ability to have revenue, but to also have consistent clientele. When I started making some of the critical missteps in my business, I realized that there's other women entrepreneurs making those missteps that can be avoided. The thing is, what I did is I spent a lot of time, money, and effort so that you don't have to. So I can share it with you how to avoid them now so that you're not making them in the future. And so tonight I'm going to introduce to you 7 missteps that you're making in your business, and I'm going to tell you what challenges you're seeing as a result and how to fix them. This is a biggie. Believing that sales is a dirty word. Ladies, I want you to say it with me. Sales is not a dirty word. Sales is not a dirty word. All right, so you have to remember that we look at sales as something that we have to do, a task that we have to put on. And so we go into the, hi, my name is Karen, and what I do is I do da-da-da. Instead of remembering that we just need a natural voice, okay? So that's some of the things is that just recognizing that you're not selling, you're having a conversation, and you need to find your natural voice in that conversation. And when you hone in on your natural voice, using some of the skills and tools such as listening, such as paraphrasing, such as clarifying, is going to arm you to have a very comfortable conversation rather than a canned rehearsal. Okay? So if you feel like I am saying a speech, you are. If you'd like to make it a conversation, work on your style. Okay? So that's step number 1. Handle. Done. All right. Number 2. Sometimes we are unwittingly cold callers. We think that it's time to dance. We think that you know what, everything is so cool and we're able to close this sale right away. Everything seems like green light go, right? Unfortunately, there's something missing. There's something really big missing. They have to have a lot of trust that you're the person that can handle their business, because they have some needs in their life that your business is chosen for. And you have to be able to fill that. And because buying is highly emotional, yes? Buying is highly emotional. There's a need. The trust needs to be there. You break the trust, really hard to get it back, right? People are actually more willing to trust you up front, but less willing to retrust you. So you want to make sure that that's there. Some of the ways to cultivate that trust, and these are some of the solutions in that, is gaining credibility. One thing that brings me joy is the fact that you're all here. Not just because I'm talking, of course. But that you're all here, meaning that you're being the faces of your businesses. That you're out there and you're putting yourselves out there consistently. This is how you build credibility. Trust and credibility go hand in hand. People want to know that you're going to show up, and that you're going to be there, and that you're going to be reliable. So this is one way to show it. And the thing about it is, when you're not there, and say you haven't been there for a month or 2 or 3 or whatever, and life does get in the way, how else are you building that trust? Okay? So this is when you think of how can I keep in touch with my potential clients when I'm not there. One way, of course, is email campaigns. Another way, of course, is social media. Some people leverage it really, really well. All right, and if those are overwhelming to you, it's finding another way to keep in touch with your clients. Some of it is giving people incentives to come to your establishments or come, patronize your businesses. So you really want to think about what are the ways that I'm letting them know that I'm still here and I'm not leaving. Another misstep, critical misstep number 3 that we're thinking about is who is said client? Who is that client that you're targeting? Basically, one of the biggest missteps ever, and this is probably the key critical misstep that I've ever seen, is that we're selling things we don't believe wholeheartedly. It may be you totally believe in what you sell. You may not be believing in your ability to be the one selling it. You may not be believing in a certain aspect of it. You may not be believing that it's priced accordingly. You may not be believing that people even want it. But whatever that disconnect in your belief system is, that's what you want to solve. Because it's getting in the way of you closing more sales. People will not buy things if they don't believe. Because remember that elimination of risk? If you're sketchy, they can feel it and it's risky. And they're only going to feel that the risk is eliminated when you've eliminated it for yourself.